Let's join Courtney Salmon with Weekend Sports.
The Pahrump Valley Connie Mack 16U baseball team was edged out by the Las Vegas Toros 9-8. They played 2 games today at Ian Deutsch Park against the Lake Mead Christian Academy. The 14U baseball team lost the Las Vegas Toros 13-2. They also played 2 games against the Las Vegas Wildcats today. The Pahrump Valley Speedway is going to be celebrating the 4th of July with lots of racing. All classes are scheduled to race on Saturday and they start at 7 p.m. For more information, go to PaHrumpValleySpeedway.com. The Women's FIFA World Cup is coming to a close. In the semifinals are the United States, Germany, Japan, and England. The championship game will be played on Sunday. The United States defeated China in order to get into the semifinals 1-0 and will face Germany tomorrow at 4 p.m. With Germany being such a powerhouse, many critics are predicting a German victory. However, statistically speaking, the United 18-4-7. Amazing race this weekend in Sonoma, California. Kurt Busch missed 11 Sprint Cup races after a rough crash at Daytona back in February, leaving him with a broken leg and foot. Busch's recovery was definitely unexpected this quickly, let alone having him come away with a victory. This victory puts him in line for a chance at the chase for the Sprint Cup. And just for good measure, in case any of you have a countdown going like I do for the beginning of football season, there's exactly 32 days until preseason football starts and 73 until the first game of the season on September 10th, featuring the Pittsburgh Steelers and New England Patriots. It should be interesting to find out if Tom Brady will be playing for New England. His appeals should have a ruling the end of this week. This has been Weekend Sports. I'm Courtney Salmon with News 46.
Thanks so much, Courtney. 2 Las Vegas car dealerships accused of using deceptive aids have reached a settlement agreement with the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC announced that TC dealership LP's Planet Hyundai and JS Auto World Incorporated's Planet Nissan have agreed to stop misrepresenting the cost to buy or lease a vehicle. Federal officials said the 2 businesses indicated false or misleading purchase prices, monthly payments for purchases and leases, and down payments in its advertisements. There are no penalties imposed, but a violation of the settlement could come with a fine of up to $16,000 per day. Let's get an update with Darby O'Donnell, RJ Lloyd, and Joe Hayden at Peak Performance at Fitness for 10.
It's going good. Both of our trainers were sick.
You trained mostly with Joe this week. How's that going?
Yep, I trained with Joe 3 times this past week. And then again this morning, because RJ was in the hospital because of a heat stroke. So Joe took over that, and Joe is really good now. Joe's feeling sick, so.
Today you worked on a little bit heavier weight than you normally do.
We had leg day, which Joe told me about last week that he was going to make this week leg day. Yeah, he just basically wants to make it so that it will hurt for us to wake up in the morning.
It's going great. Everything's going good. Darby's doing great. I know she's doing excellent. I was indisposed for a couple of days due to heat stroke. So it's important to drink water and stay hydrated and be careful what you do. You know, sometimes when you work out hard, your body tends to break down certain things and you break down proteins and you break down your lactic acids and stuff. And then when you go out in the heat, you try to hydrate, things don't work out too well.
And that's something to remember, especially for our population.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely it's important to try to stay hydrated and just be careful on how you do things and what procedures you do them in. You know.
I noticed that Joe's been putting a little bit heavier weights on.
Yeah, it's it's time to bump it up. Definitely step up the game and show her what her muscles are made of. And that's what we're kind of doing.
And sometimes people don't want to do that on their own, huh? Like they kind of say what's in the comfort zone for them.
Yeah, they kind of do. And it's natural for people to stay in their comfort zone. When it starts to hurt, they stop. And that's people don't realize that's when the muscles are starting to react is when they get tired. So that tired muscle is what you want to work on. I know different people do different techniques. I know one technique they do is they would go until they get tired and they start counting from that point.
Yeah.
So, that's one of those techniques that other people use too sometimes.
That's when a personal trainer is important though, because a lot of people, like you said, they say in the comfort zone they won't be able to reach new levels. So maybe a personal trainer comes in handy because sometimes you won't push yourself.
Exactly, and that's what we do. We push you. You know, we know what your limits are. We know what your limitations are. So we push you like, you know, a couple reps past your point of no return. We get you to those hypo zones. We try to get you into those hyper zones, and not really into acute overtraining or anything, but you know, get you in those kind of zones so you see results.
RJ and Joe, I think that Darby's pushing those weights a little too easy. You might want to add some more pounds to those machines. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld the use of a controversial drug for lethal injection in executions, but opened a larger question about capital punishment when two justices in the minority newly questioned whether the death penalty violates the Constitution. The ruling in the execution drugs case was 5-4. The Supreme Court reinstated the death penalty in 1976 after having it suspended earlier in the 1970s. Capital punishment is now used in 31 states and by the federal government. In this case, 3 death row inmates brought the challenge, arguing that the drug midazolam violates the 8th Amendment ban on cruel and unusual punishment because it fails to generate a deep coma-like unconsciousness. When we return, we'll have your weather with Noah Began.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Monday, June 29th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 106 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 102 degrees. Winds were coming from the south-southwest today at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 13 miles per hour. The UV index today was 7, which is high. Humidity was at 14% today. Sunrise was at 5:30 this morning, and the record high back in 1972 was 111 degrees. Well, tonight we'll have mostly clear skies with a low of 77 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 79 degrees. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast this evening at 6 miles per hour with gusts up to 10 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 25%. Sunset will be at 8:06 this evening, and the record low back in 1963 was 52 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 108 degrees and a low of 79 degrees. Winds will be coming from the southwest at 7 miles per hour with gusts up to 12 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 17%. Sunrise will be at 5:30 tomorrow morning, and the UV index will be 10, which is very high. For our 7-day forecast, we'll have a mostly partly cloudy week, though those clouds should be clearing up by Monday. We'll have nice sunny skies there. There's also a 20% chance of rain this Wednesday, followed by a 10% chance on Thursday. Your high temperature will be starting off at 108 degrees tomorrow, rising slightly to 109 on Wednesday. That'll be dropping into the 104 to 105 range on Thursday, rising only slightly on Friday to 107 and dropping down to 102 next Monday. Your low temperatures will be starting off at 79 degrees tomorrow. That'll be going down to 76 degrees on Thursday. That'll be pretty constant, only rising slightly on Friday to 77 and then dropping to 74 on Monday.
Thanks so much, Noah. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46 from everyone up here at KPVM-TV and on the radio, 95.9 on your FM dial, K8's Country. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.